What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got a great video for you guys today. We're gonna go over the 15 mistakes that new drivers make when they start driving for Uber and Lyft. Before we jump into this video, we wanted to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Solo. Solo is simply the app that gets Uber and Lyft drivers more money. It gets you access to guaranteed earnings, expense tracking, a lot of other features, and on top of that, they say the average solo driver makes at least an extra 5K a year, which is some really good additional earnings each month if you break that down. Our viewers will get $10 just for signing up using the link in the description below, so check that out, guys. I know you will love it. Alrighty, the 15 mistakes new drivers make. The number one mistake that I think new drivers make is not treating this like a business. They kind of whimsically drive, they don't really track their expenses, which probably should be on the list for its own. But it's like they just look at it as, I'm just gonna go out and make some money from time to time. And the reality is, like, to me, this is a bad outlook unless you literally do this like once a month. But if you're doing this once a week even, you need to be more serious about it, because you will make enough money to where you need to track everything, like I said. But also, you're out there enough at that point that just by doing a few extra things, you could make a lot more money. The next biggest mistake that I think new drivers make is they go aggressively full-time, but they do it mostly on the weekdays. So there's a way where full-time driving can work even now, but it literally looks like putting in at least 30 hours on the weekend. And that's kind of the problem, is a lot of people start driving for Uber and Lyft and they're used to the standard work schedule, so they'll push 50 hours Monday through Friday, and the best money they will make is probably on Friday from like 3 to 7 p.m. But all their other hours won't be that good. They'll have some decent days, but the reality is, if you want to make real money doing this, it's part-time and it's on the weekends. Our next tip is surge chasing, next mistake that new drivers make is surge chasing. This can obviously make sense at times, but the reality is, usually if you're any distance out from a surge, it's gone by the time you get there. The next biggest mistake that new drivers make is not getting a dash cam. And this is even like experienced drivers. Like I've gotten in rides where I ask them how long they've been driving, and they're like, oh yeah, like a couple of years, and they don't have a dash cam. I'm just like, what do you do? Like, any one thing happens and you're gonna wish you have it. The next on our list is using their traditional car insurance, an obvious one for veteran drivers, but one a lot of new drivers really don't realize when they're doing it is you can't just use your traditional Geico, State Farm, Allstate. You need to have rideshare insurance. And by the way, you guys should check out Buckle if you don't have rideshare insurance. It is the best. Alrighty, the next on our list is just kind of avoiding maintenance. This is a bad look as a driver if your like check engine light is on, or if your change oil, tire pressure, whatever it is. It might be no big deal to you, and it might even be a type of thing where it's like faulty, like maybe your tires have plenty of air, but for some reason the light's on. But still, like, I would always take care of anything, even if it's like the light shouldn't be on. You need to do what you can to get that reset, because it's a bad look, and I promise if people see that, they're gonna look at it as an excuse to not tip you, or even worse, to look to get the ride for free from Uber and report you. Alrighty, next on our list is not strategically mapping out their hours. This is something I did when I first started, and it was a huge mistake. The thing that I've always said is, like, strategically planning 3 hours is better than aimlessly driving 8. Like, this is again almost coming back to the first one, not treating this like a business. Like, if you just have the mindset of, I'm just gonna go out and see what happens, like, you're gonna hate this, for one, because you're gonna go out for 8 hours and make garbage money and end up in the wrong areas, and your whole mindset is the wrong place. Like, I remember having that mindset at times, and I would just kind of sit there and be like, oh, I'm sure a ride will come in soon, and I kind of knew I needed to probably leave. I remember doing this at the airport queue one time, and I stayed for like 2 hours, and the reality was, I was just feeling lazy. You know, that's all it really was. I was just feeling lazy, and I kind of knew I wasn't gonna get any rides, and I was kind of just in my head like, I'll make up for it tomorrow. And this is where like the bad mindsets and not taking it serious will come into play. and it will really affect your money, and it'll make you slowly hate rideshare driving. Next on our list of the biggest mistakes new drivers make is not doing their taxes the right way, not tracking their expenses. Like this will bite you in the butt so bad. The same way that like not having a dash cam and not having rideshare insurance will. It's like you're under the idea that nothing's ever gonna happen to you, and the reality is it's more than likely not. Statistically, you have better odds of nothing happening. But it's like, I can't be okay with that, and I don't want it lingering on my mind. All right, next on our list is not taking breaks. I think this is a huge mistake for your health, your mental health, but also just spacing out your day the right way. I never liked driving the shifts where I did like 3 hours in the morning, took 3 hours off, and then went out for 3 more hours. So that's not really what I mean by taking breaks. What I mean by taking breaks is literally I would just park your car every now and then, get out of your car for like 15 minutes. Like, don't just do like 5 minutes. Give your mind some time to rest, admire the sunset, you know, maybe grab a bite to eat. I wouldn't do that too often because it'll cut into the money you make, but every now and then, maybe only on Fridays or Saturdays, you do something like that. Like, just plan out little things to look forward to throughout your driving shifts, and I think it'll help you get through the day, especially if you do full time. Like, it's bad. And the last on our list, and I think one of the most crucial mistakes that a lot of new drivers make, is picking up too many passengers. Not only is it illegal, but those are never good rides to give. Those are cheapskates. It happens a lot in college towns. I can't tell you the amount of times that a huge group of people was like wanting to cram into my car. I always said no, and if they had a problem with it, I'd give them a nice big middle finger and drive off. No, I'm kidding. I was always tempted to, but yeah, it's just risky business, and people that cheap are never gonna tip you. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out Solo, links in the description below. Get your free $10 just for signing up, and I will talk to you guys soon.